Michelle Prince, founder and CEO of Performance Publishing Group, making a difference one story at a time. We'll be shining the light on successful founders, entrepreneurs, business owners, and leaders that are getting results and making a difference. We'll talk about how they built their businesses, are creating movements, and leveraging the power of authority in their own lives. Be sure to stick around to the end of the show and we'll reveal how you can be our next guest. Let's get started. Hey everybody, it's Michelle Prince, host of the Power of Authority Spotlight, where we shine the light on incredible people, business owners, entrepreneurs, founders, people that are doing extraordinary things. They're building businesses, they're making great revenue, and most importantly, they're making a difference. And I can't wait to introduce you to our guest today, who I had a chance to meet a couple of months ago. Gosh, it may have been over a whole year ago. But anyway, I'll tell you about her in just a second. First, this episode is brought to you by Performance Publishing. Performance Publishing provides done-for-you publishing services for soon-to-be authors, people that want to get their story out. Do you have a story? I can promise you do, because everyone does. But the power that comes when you have a book is how you leverage it. And that's what we do at Performance Publishing. So go to performancepublishinggroup.com. We're giving away free strategy calls. If you just want to talk about, do I even have a story? Performancepublishinggroup.com. All right, let me introduce you to my friend, Natasha Hemmingway. She is a corporate startups and entrepreneurial-based sales consultant, coach and speaker, and the creator of Heart Not Hustle. Isn't that a great name? A sales coaching firm founded with an aim to help corporations, startups, and entrepreneurs find and focus on the deeper meaning behind their business motivation and sales message. She helps corporations, startups, and entrepreneurs master their authentic sales process and sales strategy and achieve meaningful success and maximize their sales wins by bringing the heart, not the hustle. She spent over 16 years as a successful sales professional with a Fortune 500 company, held a corporate role as a senior territory sales manager prior to the personal tragedy that led her on a life-altering path to refine her own success and joy. Today, she speaks to and consults coaches, corporations, entrepreneurs by helping them focus on the heart of their business and not just the hustle. So welcome to the show, Natasha.
Thank you for having me, Michelle. I'm really excited to be here.
I'm so excited you're here because you and I met, it feels like just a month or two ago, but was that a whole year?
It was a year ago.
It was a year ago. I cannot believe that. That was an amazing event. We were at the ASA,
Yes.
both speaking at the women's group there. And I remember listening to your talk and being like, we would totally connect. Like, I feel like we would be friends. And then you and I had a conversation afterwards. So I'm so glad a year later we're making this conversation happen.
I'm excited to be here. I remember being in that room and then I saw your book and I was like, who is this woman? And then I saw you on stage and I was like, Michelle, we need to talk. So we were like already on the same wavelength. And I went and found you in the back of the room afterwards.
I know. I love that. And I'm such a big believer that I always say it, like attracts like meaning similar people kind of just find each other or connect. So I love that. And well, and I want to talk to you about so many things today, but first let's just kind of kick it off because your bio told us you were in corporate America, but you've transitioned to having your own business. A lot of people listening probably want to do the same. So give us a little more of that backstory of where you came from and how you got to where you are today.
All right, y'all ready? Let's buckle up. All right. I am a firm believer in you guys, as you're listening. I'm very, very much a firm believer in just being fully open and transparent, or what we call HOT, humble, open, transparent. Okay. So I think a lot of times, the reason why I say that is a lot of times we go to people's Instagram, we look at their beautiful branding photos and all these things, and we think, oh my gosh, they just arrived. And I just want to be transparent and say, I didn't just arrive. This was a journey of pain and surrendering and faith and prayer and resilience and not giving up and pushing. And I think it still is. And, just a little bit of my backstory. I've now been an entrepreneur going on either 8 or 9 years. I don't really know at this point, but I spent 16 years in corporate. So collectively, about 24 something years in sales is all I've done. But when I came out of corporate into entrepreneurship, it really actually wasn't my idea, you guys. I wasn't like, I think I want to be an entrepreneur. Like, let's do this. It really came from, and I'm very transparent about like my faith is like, I would be a fraud if I sat and said that I created myself and I'm just this great because I'm so magical and I'm smart. No, like my faith is a huge part of my life and a huge part of why I'm still on this earth, because when I was in corporate, I was going after this title promotion of senior territory sales manager. And at the time, I would have been the only African-American female in the whole country, the whole division, to actually get this achievement. Yeah. I know
Wow.
people are always like, what? And I'm like, I know it's sad because
Yeah.
A, it screams
Yeah.
lack of diversity, but two, it was a great opportunity for me to go after that. However, it
Yeah.
takes 2 years of 100% or greater of your quota in sales performance, but also behavioral metrics, leadership, all these things are voted on. And so 2 years of performance during that run, if you drop at any time in that quarter, so 8 quarters, 2 years, then you have to start all over.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. They don't play around about this.
Wow.
Like, not just, you don't just go get it. Right.
Yeah.
And so in that run, in 2013, we ended up losing our full-time son. So it was completely
Mm,
unexpected. It was my
mm,
first son. We were not
mm.
expecting it, period. And it completely wrecked me. Um,
Oh,
and side note, I say this because it speaks to getting back into things and the resilience in my faith is that when you lose a full-term son, you don't get maternity leave. So, yes, I know, Michelle. I know you don't get maternity leave. So I had to pull myself together very
oh,
quickly after all of that and the process, the whole thing. And
mm,
so it's going back into this space that's a very in sales, it is a very high paced job. So we dropped within that quarter and I ended up having to start over. And in that process, I finally got the promotion. Also, in the
yeah,
process, we quickly got pregnant again. So I
good.
was holding, yes, a beautiful blessing, but it's also holding pain in one hand and grieving and trying to heal, but also
Mhm.
the joy of another opportunity to be blessed, to carry another life, and the responsibility that comes with that, regardless of what
Mm,
I and so, and doing my job and being a wife and a friend and a board member and all these things, right? So at that time, I knew very quickly that I had to make a decision, right? Because if I want to be on this earth, I'm going to have to make a decision that anything that I do moving forward at this point, it has to be purposeful. And that is the
yeah.
way I honor my son's life. And at this point, I honor both
Mm,
my son's life, my angel baby, my earthly
mm.
baby is by purposeful work. Yeah.
Ah,
And I know. Trust me. There's not a day that I don't think
ah,
about it. It has made me who I am though. I mean,
yeah.
honestly, I'm a better mom for it. I'm a better friend for it. I'm a better business owner for it. I'm
Mm,
a better wife for it. It's all these things that have brought me to this. And
yeah.
so once that passing and I was, just having these thoughts of like, I just don't even
Mm,
want to be here anymore, to be honest. And it's like, no, like
yeah.
that's not me talking because I know, and anybody that knows
Right.
me, that's not my heart. Like I love life. I love people deeply and I'm a very passionate person. And so I went to grievance counseling. I was like, I got to get a hold
Good.
of this. I need the support. Went to grievance counseling. I'm working. I'm like, I'm back on track. I've got it. Well,
Good.
as best as I can, going towards this promotion. And I end up finally getting the promotion. We have our full term son, who is my world. I'm so
Mm,
grateful for him. Um, we have our full term son quickly after that. And then not too long after getting the promotion, I end up, you guys, plot twist, I end up getting pushed out of my job. I've never been
mm,
written an HR violation, never any like bad behavior report, nothing. I get pushed out of my job. And that felt like another death because
yes.
all I've done, Michelle, is sales. Like it is the thing that I do, live, eat, breathe. Like I
Yeah.
love that industry, that world. And so to have that taken away, it felt like a death. And being a minority, it felt like even harder because
Mhm.
I fought so hard to even just get my foot in the door.
Right.
And I've worked with two companies, 8 years in one, 8 years in the other. So I'm a very loyal person. And I
Mhm.
feel like I gave all my all. And then for that to be taken away. But that was the start of what God really called me into at that point in my life. And
Yeah.
that's which was becoming an entrepreneur, which was ultimately serving other people with my gifting. So being able to
Mm,
serve and impact others with the gifting that I have and being bold in that. Now,
mhm.
I'll say this, Michelle, it wasn't like, it was just like, yes, and this is it. No, there was a plot twist. There was a stepping stone where first started out health coaching. I'm a former competitive gymnast, have always been in
Mm,
health and nutrition, and literally prayed about it, was terrified to do it, did not want to go into entrepreneurship. And this is
yeah.
where I tell people all the time, and if you're still listening, and I hope you are, is that you need to have people around you, or I tell my clients, seek wise counsel. Who's your board of directors? Because those people are the people that will have faith in you when you don't have it in yourself. And at that
Mm-hmm.
low point, Michelle, I didn't have faith in me, but it was my husband. It was my mom. That was my board of directors. That was my wise counsel. And my husband was a huge part of that, of seeing things in me that I couldn't see in myself at that
Yeah.
time. Because I was like, I don't even know what I'm good at. I just know I've done this forever. And I tried, y'all, I tried to run back to the thing that I was good at. And my husband was like, why are you wrestling with this? He's like, you talk about your faith. Why are you running towards the thing that God told you to stop and let go? He was like,
Mm.
sometimes God is going to kick you out your nest and where you have to make a decision. And that was it. And I said, you're right. I cried, I cried, I cried. I prayed, I prayed, I prayed. And then
Yep.
it was that journey of stepping into that. And the first step that God took me to was health coaching. And I was like, what? I had never even posted on social media at that point, y'all. I was like, I'm not interested. No, 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 no. I remember the first time I made a post, I was like, and push.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh, you know? So it was
Yeah.
this journey, but it was where God told me to go. And he gave me confirmation 3 times in 24 hours. Like it was so obvious. And I
Mm.
was afraid because I was like, Lord, and Michelle, we had talked to our financial advisor. We like did all the right steps. We said we would give this thing a year. And y'all, I know how to sell ketchup to a girl in a white t-shirt. I know how to sell ice to an Eskimo. You name it, I'm here for it when it comes to sales. I know how to develop a 30, 60, 90-day plan. I did all that, Michelle. And I was head down running hard. And we got 8 months in, another plot twist. Michelle, I'm like, oh, this isn't it. It's not it.
Yeah.
This is not it. And I was
Yeah.
upset with God because I was like, God, I told you. Because I talked to God like, I mean, that's my homeboy. That's my friend. Okay. Okay. It's not a performance. It's, listen here.
Yeah.
Do not let me fail. Do not let me mess this up for my family. This has to be successful. We clear? Okay. Now I'll go do what you told me to do. So I literally, Michelle, went into it. So that 8 months, I was crushed when I realized, oh, this is not
Yeah.
sustainable. And I tried to run back to the thing that I was doing. And my husband was like, again, no, you shall not. You're going to sit still. He said, we're going to give it a year. We talked to financial advisor. He said, you don't know what you're supposed to do. And you know, it's not this, then sit,
Yeah.
sit. And that was what I call my surrender season. That right, Michelle, there were times I would sit in this office. Y'all see this beautiful office, all the stuff. You can only see a little bit if it's going to be on video. And I would sit on this floor and I would cry and be in supine position and be like, Lord, I don't know what I'm good at yet again. I don't know what to do. And I am I'll out myself. If you want to talk about Enneagram, I'll just go there. I am a 2, which is a servant leader.
Me
Yes,
too.
Michelle. But my wings are neck and neck. So my wings are 3, Michelle, which is the achiever, and 1, which is a perfectionist. So you can tell a little bit of hot mess, as I tell my husband, but I'm a good hot mess. So I realized that, oh, I have nothing to do. I have no title. I have no, oh, I make this amount of money. All that was stripped. And I was bare bones, naked, vulnerable, and in a surrender season of like, Lord, what do you have for me? What do you want from me? Where do you want me to go? And it was sitting still for about a good solid 4 months. And then at the end of the year, December, right after Christmas, he answered and he told me, go into this 9-month speaker coaching program. Mind y'all, Michelle, we had already spent a year's worth of savings.
Yeah.
No ROI.
Yeah.
And God was like, and go spend
some more.
Yes, Michelle, spend 5 figures to be in this international speaking coaching program for 9 months. And it wasn't like, Michelle, I just had to pay for the program. I had to pay for 2 flights to go to British Columbia, Canada, which takes 3 flights to get out there. Okay. Flights, styling, website design, freebies, lead magnets, landing page, everything. Because if you were going to be in this program, women were coming from across the country, Africa, Australia, the Netherlands. They were all coming in this conference. And so all of our everything had to be legit, up and running, launched, ready. So I was developing a brand, building keynote speeches, all these things. And literally, that was in that season. But it was the best thing I could have done because that season The first season of health coaching, what I felt like was a failure, I learned it was actually a stepping stone, which taught me
Mhm.
I can't teach people work ethic and I cannot want things more for people than they want it for themselves.
So true.
Because that applies still the same in coaching.
Yeah.
It applies the same as I parent my son. I needed those stepping stones to build out and understand how to really coach and lead people, not
Hmm.
drag people, not beg people
Yeah.
to, because my heart like beats for people and their
I
success and
know.
their win and their healing. Like that's just me. And so because of that, I understood, oh, that was a season. It was there for a reason.
That's right.
It taught me something that then I'll be able to use and teach other people. Then when we went in the season of speaking, that then led to coaching because I would
Hmm.
speak to people like, OMG, where can I work with
Yeah.
you? I'm like, I don't know
Right.
what's in the next city. I can't tell you where I'm going. I just know God said, go to this stage and here I am. And then another one came and another one came. And I used to just pray to God. I said, Lord, if I'm in the right place, just
Mm.
show me the one.
Mm.
Show me the one. Show me the one that I am here to serve. That when I come off
Mm.
this stage, I know that I've made an impact and that it
Yeah.
was purposeful. And I would pray to God, and every time, Michelle, every time it'd be one, it might be
Yeah.
five, might be 10. Last week at ASA again, it was about
Yeah.
30 people. And I spent a whole hour afterwards before I caught a flight out to another city, but it's
Yeah.
like he's always shown up and I've always had that confirmation. And I just want to be transparent to people is that my coaching journey and my speaking journey is not because I thought I was great and I just wanted to do it, but it was literally out of act of obedience, is that God told me
Yes.
to go here and I was willing to surrender and be obedient, because it's not enough to say you surrender and say, okay, I hear you, I
Yeah.
will, but it's the I will, it's the obedience. And my obedience, that's where these blessings have come from because I've just been willing to say yes. And I tell people, I don't judge people about their faith. That's none of my business. I'm called to love people, period.
That's
Whoever
right.
you
That's
are.
right.
I have clients that come to me that are not in their faith, but that's not it. God assigns me to serve them. And so if
That's
you're
right.
listening, this is not about your faith, my faith. This is about, are you leaning into and stepping into the things that you know you're called to do?
Hmm.
And will you trust yourself? Will you be vulnerable? Will you give other people the opportunity to help you? Will you ask for help? And are you willing to be resilient and to know that the work that you do is because of your impact and not because of the money?
That's right.
Honest.
So much. I can, first of all, you don't even know the half of that, how much of our stories are the same. And I didn't realize it till we just talked. And I'm not going to go into my whole story, but definitely started in a long career of sales, software sales, to complete and total just, Lord,
Yeah.
this can't be all you've called me to do. Like, I want to make a difference. This ain't
Yes.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then but what I want to just share about my story, and I think somebody else needs to hear is, I heard God tell me to write a book. Like, I felt like I was supposed to write a book. I was supposed to step out, leave all that I knew, the only security that I knew, the golden carrot of highly paid sales,
Yes.
to do what I was created to do. And
Yeah.
it was the scariest time of my life, but the most joyful, because I had no clue where I was going. And I would just put my hands up and say, okay, God, you've got this, because I have no clue what I'm doing. Who
For sure.
am I to do this, is what I would say to myself. But I was just reading something this morning, and it was about Moses, and it was literally about how, and I'm not going to remember every word it was, but it was basically something along the lines of, him saying, me, like, who am I to do this?
Come
And he's like, I
on.
will be with, right, I will be with you. And the point of that was not, I'm going to make you the superstar, so you're going to do so well. It was not that at all. It was, just do what I tell you to do, and I will work through you. And
Yeah.
so that was just confirmation. But the obedience is everything. And in fact, when I was just writing my last book, I was recalling all of these doors, literally supernatural doors I could never have opened on my own,
Come on.
ever,
Come
were
on.
all because of obedience. And just like, I don't understand what you just told me to do, but I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it.
And yeah. And most people who are listening, and if I'm very strong about my faith too, and this is not necessarily a faith-based podcast, but that's just who I am. It's who you are. And I know most people who listen probably can relate to a lot of this. And so yeah, lots of we could go into on that, but I think that the message is, no matter what you do, I mean, I believe we all have a calling. We all are here for a reason, but the sooner we tap into what that is, and I don't know if you felt this way, but that imposter syndrome of, yeah, but, oh, everyone can do this, or I mean, it's not really that great, or No, it's those little things that we take for granted. Like you were always good at sales. Go figure. Now you're helping people through speaking, but
Yes.
to also be good at that. And, I was always good at pulling things out of people. I love asking questions and I love helping people to see that there's more to them than what they see. And that's their story. So I never set out to write books, but I love helping people to see the story that God's put in them.
Yes.
And,
So good.
so I just love how this is just developed for you because you're obviously making a big difference.
Thank you.
And that's kind of what this is all about.
Right.
Um,
That, and I'll say this last thing too is I tell my clients, whether they're consulting clients or coaching clients, or if I'm speaking, I'm like, hold on to your dreams loosely because it's okay
yeah.
with changes. Because
Yes.
sometimes we get so stuck thinking you're just this one thing and that you're nothing else. And I had a friend say to me, Michelle, you just said it. I can't wait till we can talk offline. But I
I
just
know.
had again, I just had a friend that, oh, excuse me, not just had, but back then when I was in my surrender season, I was, because sometimes your brain and your fear tries to get you to be so irrational. And she said,
Completely.
so she says, so you mean to tell me, okay, you're fearful, you're worried, I understand. So she said, you mean to tell me the only thing that God called you to do at your young age right now is to be a medical device sales rep, manager, all that stuff, or a health coach? Like that's it? Like you're done? There's no left, there's no purpose. And I was like, literally, she said it like that. And she was like, go ahead and answer. I was like, no. She was like, exactly. So it is okay that you are
I
changing
just got chills.
I know. And she told me, she was like, you're like a monarch butterfly. She's like, you're
Mm.
in the cocoon, but monarch butterflies, they don't get
Mm.
released until they're ready. You can't release
Yeah.
till the wings are ready. And the beating that
Oh,
they do within the cocoon, that's work. And that
yes.
beating is not pleasurable, it's painful. But the beauty that comes out of that, when it goes through the process,
Mhm.
that's how we get to enjoy and experience the beauty of that butterfly that went through the
That's
process
right.
to get there. And I was like, OMG. And so once I went to speaking, then it went to coaching and then it went to
Mhm.
consulting. And so it's been a process. And every time, Michelle, we were just talking about this before, every time it is a lot of work because it is the
Yeah.
website and the team and all the
Yeah.
things, but it is so worth it because I
Yeah.
say this all the time too, is a gift is meant to be given. So your gifting is not about you. A gift is meant to be given, and your gift is not about you. And lastly, this thing right here, don't keep someone else's destiny trapped in your own mouth. So the thing that you're called to do, get it out your mouth, go walk in it because it has purpose and it's not about you.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I am laughing, and people listening who know me know this, that literally that is what I say. This whole book I wrote, Shine Through Your Story, I'm going to
yeah,
read you my back cover,
come
literally
on.
says, your story is a gift, and gifts are meant to be shared. And
Oh
the
my,
whole point is your gift that God has given you, the story of your life that you did not deserve, you did not work hard for. It was literally the gifts, the talents that you have were given to you for a purpose. And I believe the purpose is to glorify Him. And so if you keep those to yourself, how are you helping anyone? How are you serving God? And so give it away. Give it away. We don't buy something from TJ Maxx and keep it. Well, sometimes we do, but we're not supposed to. We're supposed to
right.
give it for the person we bought it for.
That, that.
Us
Oh,
women who are listening, you understand what I'm talking about.
yes.
All right,
Yes.
Natasha, I literally could talk to you like all day, and I
Okay.
know that this was a divine connection that we were meant to meet last year, and for whatever reason, it's taken us a year to reconnect, but we are going to connect more because I think we both have that same heart. And I know there's people listening that are feeling that, like, I want to do that too. I want to make an impact. I want to make a difference. Because guess what? We were created to make a difference. So
Absolutely.
that's our job. So thank you for your inspiration today. I mean, we were probably going to talk about something totally different. And I'm so glad it went where it went because this is exactly. But I'm going to end with this. And again, thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you for
For
having me.
more, and I'm just going to real quick shout out with where tell us where we can get some of those, get in touch with you. I know it's natashahemmingway.com/freebies. Is that right? There's some free
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So
Okay.
there are two gifts that are going to be in the show notes, and everything is Natasha Hemmingway with two M's.com. One is /freebie, and one is going to be /power because we're giving you $200 off Hello Clients, Hello Cash, which is a sales course. You go in it on your own pace. All the videos, they're from me. There's extra
Awesome.
videos from guest experts. So business owners can learn about accounting and financing and business plans. I have great peers and phenomenal, successful entrepreneurs. Those are guest videos. You got your PDFs. All that is in there for you. So we're giving you $200 off. And that is through the code that we give you. And then the freebie is the first module of Hello Clients, Hello Cash, which is around a mindset reset around sales. So all's in the show notes. Yes, because it's so much about mindset. People think it's about process, strategy, pricing. Yes, those things are important, but it's heavily mindset as well.
I love it. Well, thank you. Thank you again for being on the show. And I always, yes, absolutely. I always like to kind of bring it all together, tied up with a bow. And one of the things that I really love that Natasha said was the acronym for HOT. Be humble, be open, and be transparent. And I know those of you who are listening, that is your heart, that you want to broaden your stage, build your authority, make an impact, make a difference, or you wouldn't be listening. I know that. So, but I'm going to hold on to that HOT, open or humble, open, and transparent. We can't go wrong if we follow those three.
That's why I pastor it. It's not even mine. I took it for him, but it's my, literally.
I love it.
It's by him. So take it, use it.
Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, everybody. That's it. There was so much great information on today's podcast. I hope you were taking notes. Just remember, there is no coincidences with God. I believe if you are listening today, there is a purpose. There's a bigger purpose for you. Go find it. Be open, be humble, be open, be transparent, and go make an impact. Thanks, everybody. Thanks so much for listening to the Power of Authority Spotlight. If you are a successful founder, entrepreneur, business owner, or leader that's getting results and making a difference, and you'd like to be on this program, please visit performancepublishinggroup.com/podcast to apply. That's performancepublishinggroup.com/podcast. Also, if you got something out of this interview, please share this episode. Just do a quick screenshot with your phone and text it to a friend or post it on the socials. If you know someone that would be a great guest, tag them on social media to let them know about the show and include the hashtag #ThePowerOfAuthoritySpotlight. I love seeing your posts and guest suggestions. We are regularly putting out new episodes and content, so make sure you don't miss any episodes by subscribing. Your thumbs up, ratings, and reviews go a long way to help promote the show and mean a lot to me and my team. Want to know more? Go to our websites, performancepublishinggroup.com or michelleprince.com, and follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.